that you want to be looking at them talking.
Just move the camera.
I can't. I have a fucking wall. Oh,
we're live. We're live.
Well,
dude, 5 seconds in. Harley, you got to see Harley, the real Harley Pesco Solito. Check out his sweet setup, new camera, no line in the middle of his thing. I'm using my, and now he's got to look at his camera. And he can't look at Tyler and I at all because of his monitor. So if he turns his head over there to his left R, or no, his right R left, when you're watching, he's looking at his monitor.
It's crazy. Whole new setup, man.
And he got lights. Play the light show. Give the people what they want.
Dude, I can make it strobe.
Oh my God.
Let's not do that.
You're gonna have to put a warning.
I know, but they're gone. Oh no.
Anyways.
I don't know how to turn it off. It's gone forever.
He's out here. So now I want to redo this office so then I could have a cool light show like you.
Yeah. You need to work on it, man. Dude, I really don't know how to turn off the strobe now. I made a drastic mistake.
Please hold everyone while Harley turns off the light show.
Oh, it's forever.
Pretty sick. He's got cool lights and he's using his A7 V Sony camera as his camera now. It looks clear and crisp.
Working on it.
And he's got to get some like practical lights in the background over there by his signs and stuff. He'll really get after it.
Yeah, spotlights, highlight the
What's up, my dude? Man, Tristan, we should have you on.
Dude, yeah.
We should have you on soon.
Log on.
I'll send him one. Yeah, but his quality has to look good.
Yeah, otherwise.
That's why I said we need more torso out of you. We need more torso.
Do you have a tripod? Could you elevate your camera higher?
Everyone's gonna get more torso because we gotta.
No, I don't have a tripod.
Outflex Harley.
Unfortunately, I don't know how to turn this light show off now, and it's just gonna be a different color every second.
So, anyways, we went to Mode Classic for a couple weeks leading in. I was calling it Mod Pizza. If you guys are familiar, that's a like Chipotle style pizza place where you build your own pizzas. It was funny for CJ because she's not from California. She's from Colorado, but then moved out to California. That's where I met her. But there's a lot of mod pizzas out there, and we would eat mod pizza pretty regularly after training on Saturdays. So it was a pretty funny callback. But Mode Classic, Spokane, Washington. Technically, what was the actual place?
I thought it was Spokane. I didn't know we weren't in Spokane.
Yeah, it's like just outside barely by like 10 minutes. So either way, pretty cool campus. I was excited to go out there because, and like Harley also works in a gym, general manager of a gym that has ideas to do more Liberty Lake. CJ says Liberty Lake is where we were at.
Nice.
Health and wellness on top of the CrossFit. But theirs is unique where they have co-working space. They got a school. They got dance, yoga, Pilates, wrestling. Am I missing anything, Harley?
I mean, I think they had every youth program that was popular in the area. And then they had yoga, bar, CrossFit, strength programs, etc., to keep the parents occupied while the students and kids were doing their programs.
Yeah, so at the athlete dinner the Friday night, the owners gave a little talk, and like their idea is buying time back for the families so they could be active and do all of those things together. So it's pretty neat. But yeah, we are the gym I own, and then also DTC Arsenal. We're all trying to do that. You guys have a clinic there, and is the cold plunge and sauna set up now?
The sauna got set up yesterday, got hardwired in and is operational, but the cold plunge is still, TBD. I tried to set it up today, but apparently we need one more part. So fun facts. We have to build a chiller bypass hose.
Oh.
Because it's cold here and you can't run the chiller in the cold or it'll freeze.
Yeah. Well, yeah, just integrating more things than just moving your body getting sweaty, right?
For sure. Absolutely.
It is really cool to see and know that there are they're like incomplete. There's some things that they're still like under construction in their facility and working on and building. So sometimes I'm like, I see those things like on the internet and I get, what would you want? I just get depressed. I'm not doing enough, I guess is the best way to say it. Well, like there, you see it and you're like, man, this is so sick. They're living the dream. So it was a really cool opportunity out there outside of, the athletes competing, but to see what they're doing and know that like, okay, people are trying to do this. It's not perfect. And like having this idea of perfection or trying to go faster than what you're ready for. I think that was cool to see. Not that they're not ready. They're doing a great job, but it was nice. I enjoyed it a lot. Tyler, have you seen any of their, like from externally from their Instagram or other than James's stuff?
Mode? No.
Yep.
That's the first exposure to it, or really only exposure.
If you guys want to check it out, Mode Campus on Instagram. But all right, Harley, you want to set the stage at all? Or do you want me to talk about the athlete dinner, which was kind of cool? Well, let's start. Why did we do this? Why did
you go? Yeah, that's my question to you. How did you hear about it? Why did you have athletes sign up for it and try it?
I saw it because I watched Sevan, and James was on Sevan, and that's where he like released that he was going to do this competition. And it originally started as Cody doing it. And people, like, I thought it was cool. James presented it really well on Sevan, and yeah. And then Cody was like talking it up, and I know CJ wanted something to do. And then I started looking at the people on the leaderboard. I was like, just sign up. We'll see what happens. Like there's some pretty good people already on the leaderboard. And if they show up and go out, it'd be a good opportunity. And then Sophia, I think, maybe people in her gym were doing it, or she was peer pressured by Cody. I'm not really sure why. You'd have to ask Marissa, but she hopped on the bandwagon there. And then I tried to get some other people who, once we got back, were like, I should have done it. I should have listened to you. Because they're like, I don't want to. I want to train for team. I'm like, okay, dude. You know who you are. Okay. You know.
Okay.
And you regret it. And I still love you. So anyways, yeah. And they did the qualifier. The qualifier was pretty cool. I mean, you were there with CJ for her efforts. Like,
I think the qualifier was worse than the event, in my opinion. It was okay, but it wasn't balanced. And I think that it, especially on the women's side of things, it wasn't balanced. And so it actually lent to people having bigger holes in the in-person test because they weren't vetted out early on. But that's my only criticism about it from a programming standpoint. When I saw what was programmed, it made me kind of laugh because I was like, yeah, this is exactly what James would program. There's not a handstand push-up in sight. And
the qualifier.
In the qualifier. And I just laughed. And then once I saw the actual main events workouts, I'm like, oh, this is much more balanced. And it was really, really well done. And I think the flow, the timeliness, the athlete experience, and the balance of the tests all lent to just a really smooth weekend. And I think they fell behind 5 minutes at one point, and that was before the final event as they were reseeding. So realistically, they did a really, really nice job across the weekend. And I think that it was a worthwhile event.
All right, let's see what CJ said about the qualifier. She loved it for her. Set me up to smash on people for the live event. So yeah, so the qualifier workouts, the ones that I could remember pretty well with Cody was, well, one of them he came to our garage to like redo, which was the dumbbell snatch
burpee box jump.
Yeah, burpee box jump, which was kind of funny to watch. And and the throwback of him doing it in the garage was sick. Because we had a lot of, Harley knows, we did a bunch of shit in the garage to try and qualify for things before we had this space. So that was cool. And then the other one was the row dub gymnastics workout.
Yeah,
pulling gymnastics.
Yeah.
And I just remember him talking to me on the rower, like towards the end, just like, my legs don't work. I just don't get, or my biceps. It was my biceps. My biceps don't work. And I was like, dude, you have so much time left. You got to keep going. But those two workouts themselves are pretty fun. And I think in general, watching, being like, okay, this is cool. And, they qualified, CJ qualified for elite. Cody qualified for elite. Sophia actually got second or won the qualifier in RX. I have to double check that. And then somebody pulled out in the elite, so they offered her a backfill. And so she had the option to go. I think it's really good that she went elite. Obviously, like it'd be cool to go RX and the chances of her podium, like you don't know the workouts. Hindsight, I can sit back and say she would have stood on the podium RX, and maybe even won. It's hard to say sometimes, but like, you get to the event. But for her experience and exposure and wanting to compete, I think that was good. Before we move on to like the actual event, how do you guys feel as coaches when somebody gets like a backfill like that? Because I feel as though with my experience from athletes is that their typical response is, well, I didn't really qualify.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about that? To give the people who are listening a different perspective, because I don't think that should be said, but you go
for it, Tyler.
No, I agree. I think that if you are given the opportunity to step into that, then you qualified. Like, you didn't have to take somebody else's spot. That spot was given to you. You were good enough to be ready for whatever circumstance allowed you to have that opportunity.
Anything different, Harley?
Yeah, no, I think that, yeah, no, that's so California, dude. Yeah, no. I believe that in line with Tyler, if you qualify and they offer you a spot or you're within striking distance of the cut line and people don't accept their invites for whatever reason and you get the opportunity to go, most of the time it's worth taking that opportunity. I think that people let their egos get in the way and their pride and feeling that they're not good enough to be there, or they're afraid that if they do show up that they weren't good enough in the qualifier, so therefore they're going to perform poorly on game day. And I don't think that's always true. If someone is very, very early in their development and it's like a TFX situation and they backfilled 50 spots out from the cut line, I think that's maybe a different conversation. And it not necessarily saying that you shouldn't go, but you have to be very okay with not
getting last.
Yeah, exactly. You have to be okay with, hey, I'm going for experience and the opportunity to learn, right. And I might lose. Like I might get last, but hey, at least I got the opportunity to be on the floor.
Somebody's got to get last,
and someone's got to get last. But I think that some people don't want
last place person. You don't have a first place person, and vice versa.
True. And what I was just going to say to conclude is that like, if you have that conversation with an athlete and they're truly like terrified to get last and they're like, it's going to be the least fun experience of my life, I'd rather just train for another year and try again. Yeah. That might be a good choice for them.
Yeah, 100%.
You don't have to force someone into sadness or depression or doubt. But if someone is eager to grow and eager to get out and compete, then yeah, let them go try.
Yeah, I was saying more the experience of the ladder of like, sure. They want to be an elite athlete. They've been training for this. They've given the opportunity because they got the backfill and, but they don't feel like they earned it through the qualifier because they didn't earn it like everybody else.
Sure.
And I think, just shifting the mindset and if you're an athlete listening to shift your mindset, if there's 20 spots and you're 20 or you're 21st, let's say, and then someone doesn't show and they send you an invite, well, now you're 20 because they pulled effectively, they pulled themselves out. Correct. So like it just shifts. It doesn't. And like to Harley, like he's saying, you're going to get to a point where like, yeah, you're probably going to get smashed on, but you need experience to grow. So coming in with a better attitude and not like being like, oh, I got backfill, like it's just
you may not get smashed on either though. We had Meg take second at Fittest the Coast. We had Stephanie take top 10 or 7th or something last year. And they were both backfills.
And CJ and Marissa, I think
CJ and Marissa podiumed in the team division, and so you're not guaranteed to lose by being a backfill because my same criticism about the mode qualifier is in this sort of series of events is happens more often than not where qualifier tests don't always align with the in-person tests.
True.
And everyone starts back at 0 on game day anyways. So
like, look, dude, if I could qualify, and you know this to be true, if I could qualify, because I'm not that way, like dirty, old school burpees over bar and rowing CrossFit, I'm not the best at it. I'm okay. But if I could qualify, you and I both know in-person events would suit me better with my skill set.
That's been my entire struggle with CrossFit.
So
that's
like
my entire experience when I was trying
maybe that's why my perspective is the way it is. Like, oh, it's just a qualifier, whatever. Like CJ said, like if you earned it by doing the qualifier. So by doing everything right, sending in your videos, not getting any penalties.
Sienna Wilkening. That's weird.
CJ Pesco-Solito. That's who it is.
Oh, is that who it is?
Dude, it's really hard to change your YouTube. Don't do that to her. It's like crazy. I mean, I'm sure it's easier now, but it is kind of a hassle. You'd have to set up a whole new email and like link it. It's just leave her alone. Okay. That's her YouTube. Be nice.
From the year 1777.
Yeah. That's when she was born.
Old lady.
All right. You don't know what people have going on during the qualifier either when it comes to stacking up on those scores. True.
Or on game day. Like people may get hurt before the event or have a travel bug, like get sick, on their way to the event. So everyone starts at zero. Like you might as well go try and just because someone won the qualifier doesn't mean they're going to win the event, and vice versa. Yeah.
And so for like Sophia, it was an opportunity to get that experience and like learn a lot about how fast these people move. And like, speaking of the event actually, and her being a backfill, oddly, and we didn't ask why, we didn't really care to know why, but the first day they put her in the top heat.
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh that hard.
It's funny. It's comical. And she was scared shitless
that's probably why I laughed. Oh, is that him or me?
It's him.
Oh, he's so frozen. All right.
Do you know what he was going to talk about?
I mean,
where he was going?
Yeah, I have an idea. So essentially on day one, the way they seeded the heats was they put Sophia in the last heat of the day. So she was like with the top 5 or top 4 qualifiers from the online portion, and she was a backfill. And for whatever reason, they just stuck her in that final heat. And so there was a huge disparity of capacity and fitness, and not saying that in a critical or judgmental way, but it was. And on the live stream, Brian Friend was essentially like, oh, these are the top women in the qualifier. You can expect them to be like super fit, super fast, whatever.
Yeah.
And so Sophia was out there learning a lot,
Good for her.
Trying to keep up and race. It was good. But then, of course, things reseeded and such. But I think that was probably an eye-opening or a valuable experience for Sophia, just to actually see what the top in the sport can do from a rate of travel.
Sure.
They move fast.
Yeah. Well, we were talking to Cody about that yesterday, and he was just like, it's a different ball game with that type of competition.
It's interesting. Cody is known in our Slack channel to talk a little bit of trash. He's good within his, pond, but there's a lot of big fish out there.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he was saying.
I don't think, and I know that Todd and I have had this conversation. I think we probably said on the podcast, the live calls a handful of times, but you don't know what that rate of travel really is until you see it and are moving next to it and can really wrap your head around like how quick and these people are.
Sure.
And everyone in the sport is so good.
Right.
So like if you even get the chance to go to an event and you qualify, backfill, whatever, per our conversation, like you're going to get to see the top 3% in the world, at any in-person event that you go to nowadays, because that's how good you have to be just to get to most of these in-person events.
Right. And even like you said, like coming in last, even if you are the person that comes in last, the experience you gain of being able to see that in real time makes a huge difference.
Oh, he's back.
That was crazy.
Welcome back.
Like StreamYard went down.
That's crazy.
That was crazy. It just like went off and there was like no internet.
Yeah,
like,
we're still going. We talk.
Not no internet, no connection to StreamYard. Crazy.
That's all right. We kept the story alive. Told about Sophia's experience, how she went from a backfill to the top 5 overnight just by the way they seeded it. And it was good.
Yeah, Marissa was giving context. Trista Smith, did she change her name? Marissa Wise 2699. Did you change that as a joke? Look at her like YouTube name.
Yeah, I see that.
Anyways, Trista Smith, Miley Wade, and company.
Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong. Did Trista make the games yet, or has she just been like I know she was close in 24. I don't recall what happened last year.
I don't think she's made it. I think she's been semis.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't recall. I know she was in the top 10 at West Coast Classic in 24. I maybe made the assumption that she made it in 25, but I could be completely wrong. I just know she's good.
Oh, you know why you think that? Because she was on the demo team. She didn't make it.
That's correct. Yeah. Yep. She was there.
Yeah.
She's on the demo team. That makes sense. But yeah, those ladies in the top 5 are just stacked.
Still, Miley Wade, who won, she's been to the teen CrossFit Games like the last 4 years, like every year that she's been a teen. I think this is going to be her first year outside of the teen division. You could double check that, but like, yeah, she stood on the podium in 2022 as a teen. So yeah, so they're ballers, dude. They out there. And then that girl,
and then you know who got that one girl who got 6th? Yeah, she's a baller too.
She is CJ. Yeah,
Sienna Wilkening.
Yeah, she is a baller.
Baller.
All right, so you guys talked about how she was in that heat, in the first heat.
I talked about how Sophia was in that first heat, and then I talked about how it was a valuable experience because seeing and feeling that rate of travel is completely different.
Yeah. So. And then CJ, did you talk about how she worked her way up to get into that heat?
Oh, no, okay. Me dropping that 6th place is the
the segue.
Segue. So take it away, Todd. Your athlete.
Oh, now you all
Tell
are
frozen. About her.
She says.
Oh no!
Mercy said we're all frozen, dude. StreamYard's
losing it.
Yeah, it's dying right now.
All right,
whatever. Just keep going. We'll keep going. It says
it's recording.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, she I don't think she expected to get into that top heat, to be honest. But it was cool to see. I mean, I think the biggest thing, and we've talked about CJ on these lives a lot, is her biggest challenge has been going from a team athlete to like individual by herself. And we've tried in the past, like when we were at Currahee in San Jose, we tried to do a couple of individual stuff. There's other things that she's tried to do, and it just was always really tough. She's better at bringing that athlete out when other people are dependent on her. That can kind of lead her in that way, which there's nothing wrong with that. That's just a characteristic. That's just who she is. But her secret weapon recently, I think, and we talked about it a little bit, is her sports performance coach. Basically like a therapist that she's been going to for those types of things. And it's helped a ton just to talk about, reconcile ideas, athlete self, who you are, struggles, that you're dealing with, and reframing things. And you can see a huge difference and a huge impact. Oh, CJ's in the comments. Therapy for the win.
Therapy for the win.
And it's like, that's kind of, if you saw my post on Instagram of like, it's in you, it is a thing where like, you just have to unlock it. And most people don't spend that time looking inward or looking at themselves to unlock that potential. And with her, especially when you see it year over year, like when she was on the team with you guys in 2019, then went to Lowlands, when she was, on the team for DTC, like I would argue those years that you guys tried to go in like 21, 22, like she really rose to the occasion on the team for all the efforts. And then 2023 was the year that she went to go big dog it and try to make it to semis. And she crushed. She did an amazing job. And like, I think that's when she really stepped into her own. And then 24 had the team opportunity. And again, like I just hung the jersey because I had them reframed because they were like messed up. And it took a while. But like there's the one picture I took of her on the worm, and you can just see like the grit and determination and who she is. And then, you go to mode, and it's cool to see that whole story unfold of her step into that, go rip people's heads off and take points, being in the second heat to try to get to the 4th heat, because you don't know what's going to happen. You got 2 other heats next up, and you got to lay it down on the line, knowing that other people are coming after you to put down scores. Because as we all know, it's much easier to just be in the big dog heat, the 4th heat, if there's 4, or whatever the top heat is at your competition, and hang on for the ride. even if you're not like one of the top people, if you're in that heat with those people, you can just kind of grab someone's coattails if you got it and get those scores.
Yeah.
So it's much more challenging to do what she did and move herself from the second heat to the fourth heat, which was really sick.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you just end up having to like keep pushing, even if you're winning your heat, believing that the next heat is going to be, faster than you if you're not in that final heat. And I mean, it's not always about, this isn't just to talk about myself back in my day, but at Iron Games, I lost that first day like completely. And the entire weekend, I was like top 5 in every event for the remainder of the weekend. But everyone I would just set the time to beat, and then the final heat would beat it. And it was just like, that was the sequence. I never made it back into the final heat.
Actually was a tough competition for you.
Because the hole I dug myself into in day one. And so whether you start at the bottom or in the middle and not outside of that final heat, or you put yourself there through poor performances and executions, getting back and moving up the leaderboard is super challenging to do, because really the way the point structure works, you don't get rewarded if you're in the middle to bottom half from a point standpoint. You have to basically win events or take top 3 in events to make big leaps and bounds up the leaderboard. And that's really hard to do unless you're in that peer group, to your point.
Yeah.
And racing with the actual top 3.
I like this one. Mer said, has been better in teams is a past tense as of last weekend. So that's good. I like that. Thanks for the reframing.
For sure.
Yeah, she's both good on teams and as an individual.
No, she crushed it this weekend.
Yeah,
the weekend.
And Cody, I mean, overall, he's in the comments and stuff, but man, just trying to be like, oh man, the story of Cody. So Cody, like we posted, it was 2023. We posted that we were doing the quarters and you could come and you basically paid the one-on-one coaching, the monthly one-on-one coaching fee for the weekend. And we would coach you through quarterfinals. And Cody was doing mayhem and some other stuff at another gym. And he wanted the help and assistance. And I don't think they had the ropes and other things. But so he came in and we met Cody for the first time. And he was doing really well until crossover single unders came into play. But that's kind of how we met him. And from there, it was just, okay, well, where do you want to go with this? And he started getting pretty good. I mean, he was already good, but I'm saying he's jumping and getting pretty good. And then he blew his elbow out on a snatch. And then him and Marissa basically rehabbed from that all of 2023 and 2020, some of 2024. And then he's getting his feet under him in 2024. And just like, then we found out that he just implodes. And that's why we call him Noodle Boy, because he'll just go so hard that like he'll lose control of his body. And then he'll like be like a little like noodle. It's okay. Like that's just, he gets pushed to that edge and like, okay, he's there. Like he's actually, that's kind of good. Like when you're coaching somebody like through a qualifier or something, or like on the competition floor, and you have that clear of an indicator that he's at his red line, it's pretty, like, it's nice as a coach almost. It's not good for him, but it's nice to be like, okay, slow down. You're getting to that end. Like get a little tighter.
Heads.
Yeah. But it's cool to watch him, grow into as an athlete and watch him every day. And then his experience over the weekend was basically like, these guys just work out different. And, he's working on what that means to him, and we're going to work on it in the gym. But, his first day back was today, and you could just see, and he's the type of person that he's going to carry that. Like some people will go to these events and get motivation and like understanding, but they won't carry it with them long enough to have it make an impact. But I think he'll remember this a lot. The biggest thing for him is we talk a lot about mindset in the gym and like how to look at things. And now that he coaches some people in the gym one-on-one, somebody's fire alarm, is accepting, like he posted like, I got last at mode, and like accepting his fate in that way is really cool to see. Cause like you could have a lot of people who just like crumble and just like don't. He was even saying today, he's like, I think when I talk about it to people, they might think I'm being negative, but I'm just being like realistic of where it's at, how I'm going to grow, and like what the experience was, rather than I think some people would. I mean, some people might come back from that game last and not even talk about it, So at least props to even just talking about with other people. But it's just cool to see that he's got a bright future and he hung on to it. He did walk on the runner though. And if you watch the live feed, they talk about how one of the guys walked on the runner. That was Cody. Sorry, Cody. You were the only guy to walk on the runner.
Hey, Rich Froning walked.
True.
That's right.
Rich Froning walked so Cody could run.
Hey, you
or whatever that saying is.
Yeah. That was kind of funny though, because somebody texted me and was like, "Oh, they talked about how Cody walked on the runner." They didn't know who it was, but it was Cody. He was dying. He was working really fucking hard. That was a hard workout. Those what's the name of that company?
Lycan.
Yeah, Lycan. Dude, do not buy those Lycan runners. Like if you're looking to run, do not buy. Like
nice promotion there, Todd. That was great.
I don't get any money from them. I'm giving my honest feedback. If you're looking to like run and just like be a runner, correct, do not buy that thing. Your legs, it's a strength machine more than it is like a cyclical aerobic machine.
Yeah, I would have actually liked for them to use it as a sled.
Yeah.
Because it had the magnetic damper on it, like the torque tanks. And so essentially you can use it as a sled push. And I thought it'd been very unique and interesting to see them actually use that feature in a competitive environment. I know that it's not like horizontal displacement, so you can't like watch the event unfold, but you couldn't anyways the way it was formatted. So it would have been actually kind of more entertaining if it was, what if it instead of sumo death high pulls was run, double under, sled, double under, run. Like, and you just have to switch the damper up, and the judge just switch the damper. Yeah, it would have been interesting.
That thing is hard though. Like I don't want to.
It's super hard.
It's a great piece of equipment. It just, again, like I said, like
it's not gonna make you a great runner.
Yeah, I mean it might because it's so hard.
It's
just running mud every day.
Just running mud,
dude. It was crazy.
Your paces would have to be specific to that machine only. Yeah. Like you'd have to do a bunch of baseline testing for that implement.
Yeah, I ran on it a little bit the night before, like at the athlete, because they had one out, and I was just like, oh no, this is not okay. Like that's where crazy. But yeah, that event, for the people who didn't watch or know, they did a run, which was what, 1,200 meters. Then they did double unders, 200, and then 50 sumo deadlift high pull, 200 double unders, and then 1,200 meter run. And that was their endurance event. Because of that event, I actually like sumo deadlift high pull more now. Going in, I hated it. I thought it was the worst movement of CrossFit. It's moving up. It's moving up. It's not the worst movement. It is.
I think they could have just done power cleans. It would have made no difference.
That's true. I'm just saying, when I watched it, I was like, oh, okay, I could take some of my hatred of this away.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, James made a very clear point that he was trying to utilize CrossFit's like methodology and teachings as inspiration for his programming. So he's like, it's one of the 9 foundational movements, so we should be able to standardize it. And it's like, I get that you can standardize it, and I get that it is, but it's really a tool to teach triple extension with the barbell,
right,
and core to extremity. So what are you trying to teach there? It's trying to teach the sequence of a clean without doing a clean and holding a bar on the front rack. So might as well just do the thing that you're trying to prepare people for.
Yeah. What I learned is that I'm going to get less irritated when I see it come up. That's what I learned. I was so mad when I saw it. I was like, come on, dude. But great workout. CJ absolutely crushed it. Cody and Sophia kind of hung on for dear life, but that Lycan runner got them, I think. And I think they would agree with that. But hip extension, upright. Yeah, basically.
Hey, Tristan, I think that by putting row and yeet in the same name, it's redundant. I think it just should be the hip extension, upright yeet.
Nice.
Or just even an upper yeet.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing really. I mean, it's impressive. I will say out here on the internets that Trista Smith has worked on her running, dude.
For sure.
So anybody who thinks she's a bad runner,
who would have thought that?
A lot of people. she's getting dangerous. So watch out. Just so you know, you heard it here first. It is tough. You know, you don't see people.
No one in this group of 3 people ever said she was a bad runner.
I did. I'll own it. I said she's a bad runner. And if you look at the metrics, she historically has been, you know, not one of the great runners. And now I will say, I think she's gotten good, dude. She's practiced.
She's worked a lot.
She's worked. She
moves well. She's getting fit.
Yeah. But it's pretty good. Any other standouts?
Stand out, like just highlight moments that were memorable?
Yeah, that one, I mean, because it's all the same thing, like always, you know, like most CrossFit events.
Sure. Like
really, it was like, okay. I would have liked if they did, because the way they had it set up, you ran, jump rope, you moved your jump rope, did the sumo high pull, jump rope, ran back to the runner. They could have just had you go run, jump rope, high pull, jump rope, back to the runner. That was a little weird for the show portion. Other than that,
I mean, that was my whole criticism whenever you told me the flow. I was like, that makes no sense. Are you asking about that one event, or are you still just talking about the weekend as a whole?
Just
about
that
the standout question.
Just that one event, and then we can go there. Because there's some cool stuff on the next 2 events for sure.
All right, you set the stage, and I'll add input.
All right. As soon as she fixes that pigeon toe, we're all done for. When she throw her foot out,
no, pigeon toe's inward
or inward.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I didn't really notice that at all.
Me neither.
Yeah, so the next event, the ring muscle up, box step over, workout, thruster, dumbbell thruster, which was inconsequential. Basically, it was a ring muscle up workout and speed workout, and then dumbbell box step over. 10-minute time cap. You got to go 14, 10, 5, ring muscle up, dumbbell thruster, remaining time max, farmer, box step over. That one was good, dude. I did that workout actually on Wednesday with Meg. It's fire. I had Fran lung. My teeth hurt. Like I bled from my mouth. Because I thought it'd be cool. I thought it'd be cool to go 7-7 on the ring muscle ups in the first set. And it was cool till it was cool till it wasn't.
It looked cool. It did not play out well.
I mean, it played out fine. I finished in 6 to that first portion 6, I think 36. And Meg was like 6:09. So it was good. But that one was cool to watch because the setup. I liked how the rings, I like that too, because Crash does the same thing. Like if you have an event with rings, it's way cooler when like it's just the rings and it's like open floor. How they hung them across the beam and like Crash is the same way. You know, because like it's fine when they're inside the rig. And I know that's just like how you'd have to do it, but it'd be way cooler if more events could.
Because even in a straight line.
Yeah, it looks way cooler and it's way more fun to watch. And you can tell like the difference between people's technique and mechanics. One of the cool standouts was CJ was doing her ring muscle ups and this lady like leans over because she knew that we were taking pictures of her and like coaching her. She's like, oh my God, her ring muscle ups are so beautiful. And I was like, oh, that's sick, dude. Just out there, display of excellence, virtuosity in her ring muscle ups.
So much virtuosity, so virtuous.
But yeah, that was an exciting event once they finally got to the boxes. Like they're just battling for these box step overs. It was really cool. It's like I don't know. I think I like events like that. I think that would be a cool thing to put like right down, like because I'm now motivated more than ever after seeing what James did with the 5 lanes to hold a competition. Because you
don't need 10. You don't need 20.
And just it was exciting to watch because with 5 people out there, you can watch the race and like the excitement of the race for sure. Especially if you're invested and you know the person that's in one of the lanes or one of the heats. So if anyone's ever going to run a competition, I highly recommend trying the 5 lanes and just like, you know, running more heats. That could be stressful, but the 5 lanes was cool, especially when they got to that box because like you could see clearly who's there when they're there, and then they're just stepping over. And so making workouts like that where it's really spectator friendly, plus it's hard. It's a grind. Like at that point, like you basically did ring muscle up Fran with dumbbell thrusters because you did 30 ring muscle ups and 30 dumbbell thrusters, and you're just bleeding from your eyes at that point. Like, dude, it's crazy. Like some of the pictures of CJ we took that she's doing the box step overs. After doing that workout, I have a greater appreciation of how much of a savage she is. Like, oh my God. It was good. Standout moment, though, when Cody was going. There was not a lot of people. You might be able to hear me on the live feed, but he's on the box step overs. And
yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. And like
Funny.
he was doing great. He was doing great, but it's getting hard. It's a hard workout. You're bleeding from your eyes at that point. And he sets the dumbbells down and he's got like a minute left. And I was like, whatever. And it seemed like the whole room was silent when I yelled it. It's one of those classic moments where you're like, oh shit. And like, I was like, stop being a little bitch, Cody, go. And just everybody heard it. And he picked up the dumbbells and then he did step overs for 45 seconds. So it worked. But it was pretty aggressive. Harley got a good kick out of it, I think.
I was like, wow, that was something. That's one way to motivate people.
The hardest part for CJ was that her calf cramped. Dude, what if she went down because her calf cramped? Like, have you ever gotten a calf cramp where you can't even move your leg? Oh my God.
Where your foot curls up?
Yeah. It's terrible. Oof.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was, I don't know.
It was a good workout. I think it was heavily grip limited for most people. And aside from that, like, yes, it was metabolic, of course. You got to do the workout. You got to do the workout now. No, I don't have to. But just what the people who fell apart, all they talked about was their grip. The people who excelled. What?
I said, Tyler, go do it in the garage right now.
Yeah.
Come back. Let's do a recant.
The people who like truly struggled, who could do all of the things at the end when they were on the box, they were just like taking a lot of breaks because it looked like they couldn't hold on to the dumbbells. I'm sure it was because they're breathing hard as well, but that's just what it appeared to be. And Cody said like, oh, I can't, my grip's pumped up in my forearms. And that just was what it was.
We learned something today. Cody and I were doing BFR and his diastatic pressure is a lot like lower than mine. And I have to look into it, but because it tests you. And I was wondering for like that occlusion, because the machine tests like how much it can occlude you. And it's different from person to person. And I was wondering if like, because mine is higher, it means that I get more, I have to look into it, but I can handle more pressure in the same, we're doing the same exercise, same limbs. I think like that might be something to look into for athletes who like have like grip limitations or their quads blow up and like look at that. I have to do more research on it.
So like theoretically, if it takes less pressure to occlude them, then when they create muscular tension, they're naturally occluding themselves excessively.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Potentially. I have to look into like if that is, just thinking and putting things together of what we know.
Yeah.
It's a hypothesis. So I have to like look into it. But he's like, that's why I was asking. I know it was weird. And then he's like, I gotta get I was like, I don't think that's the goal of like the BFRs. Cause he's like, I want to get my pressure up to yours. I was like, I don't know if that's like the goal, dude.
That's not the way that works necessarily, but yeah, sure.
It was really funny.
Oh, Cody just wants to compete with you in everything.
Yeah. I guess. But yeah, so I was thinking about that because like that might be something of why people say certain things are grippy or not. You'd have to test enough people and see. And then then you have to survey them. It's like, oh, do you blow up or like do you get muscle pump or grip pump? So it's pretty interesting. You guys heard it here. We're gonna look into it. I don't know if there's anything there. If you're listening and you have answers to that, hit me up. Cut the learning curve. But yeah, I don't know. You do have a grip thing, Harley. You're a Mr. Grip also. So like there's that.
What do you mean?
I wish my grip blew up so I could be like on the team.
You said you think I have a grip limitation?
I think you like talk about it a lot. I'm not sure.
I
don't know.
How's the guy who's the best at rope climbs have a grip limitation?
No. I think you just say your grip blew up a lot. That's why.
No, I think that my respiratory system blows up a lot.
All right. Fair enough. Yeah, it's interesting.
Anyways.
There's a reason why you can't step over. There's a reason why you can't step over if you're breathing.
There's no reason.
Oh, there's no reason why you can't step over.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it better be your grip. All right, well, that's Marissa's take. It better be the grip.
Yeah, I think most of the time people feel that the dumbbell's rolling in their hands and they think it's going to like fall through their fingers or like start to slip out. And so then they panic and they set them down. Whether they can articulate that or not.
I'd like to see somebody use a dumbbell.
Dude, I did in the garage. Remember I smashed my finger on your box in your garage and you guys all laughed at me and then I was gushing blood on your floor.
You're a grip boy.
No, I tripped on the box actually. But yeah, I kicked the side of it as I was trying to step up because I was trying to go fast. Smash my fingers. Anyways. All right.
I'm just thinking about the grip and the occlusion. We'll figure it out. We'll have an answer. You got to solve the grip thing for people. You got to solve it. Anyways, workout 2, the back squats and jumps. The only thing for this one, I really like this workout because it could be easily like a good class workout. Even Mark, Sophia's dad, was saying how he'd like to do it. So essentially it's 4-minute AMRAP, 1 minute rest, 4-minute AMRAP. And you got to go 8 back squats and 8. Was it 8 box jumps?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was 8 and 8.
8 and 8. And the men's weight was 205. I don't know what the RX was.
165.
It was 165. And then women's 155. It's just good. That's just like good training though. Also like for muscle endurance and like leg stamina. Do you think it's hard to say? Cause like look at like Jessica Androsis and like Trista Smith and who was the girl in CJ's heat?
Emily.
Like, can you get any more rounds because they got to the 10th round or whatever? Like, and then James, I guess on his Instagram got to like the 10th round or something. Do you think
that becomes a rate of travel issue?
Okay. Yeah.
And especially with the advancement of the box, like you just can't go, like you have to allocate the time to move the box forward. You have to account for time going to and from the box. It just is what it is.
Like all workouts do have a cap, like, and it's like, I use the example of like the 100-meter run. Like you're not going to go much faster than like the 9 seconds or whatever, but it's slower than that. But, that one specifically, I think you can't go much faster realistically, like more so than any other workout. It's like sitting on a rower. If we were like, okay, we're going to do a 7-minute max cal row, most of the guys are going to be within a calorie or 2. So like once you
at the tip of the spear, especially once you go higher and higher up the leaderboard, like the ranks, it just becomes almost fixed.
Yeah, and I think that workout is one of those ones that is like pretty fixed like that, like pretty quickly. All workouts can be fixed over time, like because you move fast enough. But I think that one could be fixed pretty quickly because it's so short. But it was cool to watch. I mean, the back squats got tough for some people.
For sure. Agreed.
Obviously, Harley didn't like it, but I'm gonna have everybody in the gym.
I just don't have much to say about it, man. Like it was a very simple test. I agree. It was good.
Have everyone at Arsenal do the workout and we'll share scores. I think it was a good one.
I don't think that's necessary, but yes, I agree. But I think that it was a good test. They are on a relatively high volume back squat sort of block of training right now. They could totally do that as like their.
I would like to see how many people like general pop people who
would you change it for GPP in training versus the competition?
Like the load?
The format. I mean, the 8 and 8's fine, but like you'd go 4-1, 4-1, or sorry, 4-1-4.
Yeah. Just let them suffer. Well, I actually was going to say that I want to see the result, like the 3 days after. Like how terrible and sore.
Oh, dude, Steven has been hobbling around for 3 days.
Steven who?
Steven.
Oh, yeah.
Our coach who was there.
Yeah. Marissa did a longer rest. I mean, you could do a longer rest.
That's what I was saying.
Or you could just test just the 4 minutes and just have people sprint on it. But I would want to see like, because we have Harley, Sophia, and CJ who did it, and we're kind of like, yeah, my quads are like.
I did it. Hell yeah, I did it.
I mean, sorry.
Cody.
Yeah, I know. And they were like, oh, my quads are fine or whatever. I would want to see what like people who train just an hour a day, what would happen, right? Because then I could, as a coach, I could be like, wow, here's the chasm of.
I think they would just go slower. and they wouldn't get the volume, and they wouldn't get as much muscular damage because they just don't have the speed through the eccentric and hitting the bottom of the squat.
Now that you said that, I'm gonna stand out there with the Indiana Jones whip and just ponies. Get after that.
I think that for training and GPP, because of those considerations and the rate of travel, I think that doing either 4 minutes on, 2 minutes off, just to give them a little bit more moment of reprieve, or even 4 minutes on, 4 minute spin, and doing that for 3 rounds instead of 2 intervals would give them greater.
Get the volume opportunity for sure.
It would give them the volume opportunity. Exactly. Because I don't think that they have the urgency. And then you could give a cap of like, hey, cap yourself at 10 rounds. If you get to 10 rounds, great. You're done for the day. And if you do that in 2,
ponies, you know,
I just think the volume is the important part. For GPP, for competitors, yes, the rate of travel is encouraged, and you have a push and you have adrenaline and you have all this external stimulus. You're going to go faster than you would in training. I just think GPP it's going to be kind of prefixed slower.
All right, 4 minutes, 2 minute rest, 4 minutes. Final answer. I'm not doing 3 rounds, dude. I'm not going to subject people. But you're right. They're not going to do.
They're just not going to do that.
They may not do as many. But yeah, no, I like that one though, just for the sheer damage it could do to somebody.
Yeah, it's going to blow people's shins out on wood boxes in GPP too. Actually, now that you say damage,
yeah,
they're just going to eat it.
We have padded boxes here at our gym. So CJ says it is the first day I'm not sore. All right.
Dang.
Yeah, Cody made the joke earlier how he was training today. He was like, I wasn't even here. Don't tell anyone I was here. You didn't see me because he's not ready. But yep. All right.
Well, do you want to expedite the last few minutes? Because I kind of got to go soon.
Okay.
That said, what is your top 3 highlights of the remaining events?
There weren't nothing. No, seriously though. There's a great live feed that people can watch if they really want to watch these athletes throw down. But for the one takeaway, like if I was to look at it and go, okay, we had some work to do, would be the strict handstand push-ups. I think everything else, like if I'm looking at CJ in general, or even Sophia or any of the other females that want to compete at that level, it's like the strict handstand push-ups needs to come a really far away. Like that was probably one of the easiest movements for people like Trista Smith out of the rest of the workouts through the day.
They were flying. It was insane. Trista's rate of travel was substantially slower than Jesse's. It's however you say her name. Androssi. Yeah. So they both went unbroken the entire time, and Jessica did her 20 reps in about 15 seconds. And it was just insane. And that's just the short king life, short queen life. Yeah. But I think that for the sport doesn't care about how long your arms are. And I think that you have to
improve your speed,
strength, endurance. Yeah. And the endurance, muscular endurance of the position. Apparently, to be a high-level semifinal athlete, you even as a woman and in the women's field, you have to be able to do 20, 15, 10 unbroken.
Yeah.
To be a top 3, at that event.
Yeah, and that characteristic will bleed over into a lot of other things and like other quarterfinals and everything else. So,
sure,
that was a big like standout. The other standout too is CJ in the weightlifting. She went out to Lowlands and they had a 1 RM snatch. And was that 10 minutes at Lowlands or was it?
It was a ladder. It was an EMOM. It was 1 per minute, I believe.
Okay. And she hit 142.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Something like that. She missed the 155, I think.
Yeah. And then she goes out and smacks 15 out at 145. And in the back, the warm-up looked great. And she missed finishing that workout by 2 cleans. And it still didn't even really hurt her. So like in the women's field, strength, you get strong enough still. Tanner Stahl, who fun fact, he was at the comp. I coached him in 2018. He was there coming out of retirement basically. And we talked a lot, but like he just I watched him do that event and I was like, man, it looks so easy, and he didn't get like a top time, but he also didn't do terribly and just kind of motored through it. And so again, it's like your cycling speed may be more important than your absolute strength if like the tests keep going this way. You obviously have to be able to move the bar, but how quickly between each rep and how smooth each rep is matters more because I mean, Tanner's been doing this a long time and he's been multiple regional. So he's got the experience and that stuff behind him. But like every rep looked the same. Every rep was perfect. And he's out there like in sweatpants and a t-shirt and a backwards hat, like just chilling. So it's just interesting to watch, you know, those couple of dynamics because there's people out there like not like stressing a lot about it. So it's figuring out what that is, what that gap is, how you get people to be smooth, mechanically sound in their weightlifting, and then the buffer. What is their buffer that they need of strength to make that happen under like a strength endurance test, like it was? You know, because like arguably, you could look at the numbers going into that event. CJ is not strong enough to do what she did, but then she did it. So it's just one of those things, right? To figure out. But yeah, the handstand push-ups was a huge standout.
I mean, at this point, I think strength endurance, as long as you have the requisite numbers for the top end or nearing the top end, strength endurance is always more important. Battery is always more important in the sport, unless you get to the one-off, you know, in-person event that throws a max lift in there, or you're at the games. But otherwise, strength endurance is king, muscular endurance is king, and you have to just move fast enough to keep up with the field.
What was anything that stood out to you before you go, or that you saw?
I think that the women's final heat was super exciting. And what?
It was bananas.
Dude, it was wild.
Oh
there was basically a race between Trista and Emily Smith. No, sorry, Trista Smith and Emily. What's Emily's last name?
White.
Oh, yeah. Emily White. Yep. And Emily's just crushing these overhead lunges and kind of making up ground and passing Trista. And they're on the home stretch of the final lunge, and she kind of fails in the last section. So she has to go back, and it looks like Trista's going to win. And then there was a girl off to the far left that no one's paying attention to, and she just blazes through the last set of overhead walking lunges, sneaks past Trista, wins the workout, and it was just electric. Like everyone's just so confused. It was very fun.
Well, it was Elise, and Dom coaches her, and I talked to Dom, and she got 10th in the world in quarters last year on the GHD overhead lunge workout.
For good reason.
Yeah. So
makes sense.
I didn't know she was going to do something like that, but I was like, because in the back as a coach with CJ, I was kind of like, okay, just stay ahead of Grace so you can like take your position of 6th and like own that spot. There's a chance that something would happen, but then Dom was like, nothing's happening. These girls are too good at like the overhead lunge. Like if they all get to it, it's like, it's game over. So that was like kind of good to know. But then when I watched it happen, I was like, oh my God, he's not kidding. Like it was unreal. I've never seen anybody do something like that.
Yeah.
Like it was piston. Like she.
Yeah. Rate of travel per step, but also the overhead position was so locked in. There was not a bobble in sight. Like it was crazy.
It looked like she was running down the floor, basically. Like, it was wild. Like I haven't looked at the live feed, but I hope they have it on there because
there was actually a really important thing on the live feed at the end of that event. You can hear CJ asking for a cookie. Well, I asked CJ if she wants a cookie, and she was like, "Yes, I want a cookie." And so she got an ice cream sandwich right in front of the live feed camera. So it was nice.
You can't hear it. It was funny.
That was the highlight for sure.
Marissa said blazing feels like an understatement. It was an understatement. I can't even describe it. It was wild. Like I've never. Yeah, it was crazy. It was wild. It was. Yeah. I hope to see that happen again in my lifetime with someone just decide that this is how we do walking lunges now. She just does it at parties as a huge party trick. Who wants to see me walk real fast?
Put this table over your head.
Crazy.
Lunge. All right. Well, unfortunately, I'm out of time. But
okay. See ya.
It was good chit chat. Have a good day, guys.
Later, dog.
All right, everybody. I thought you had more time. That's why I was going through the events. Sorry, everyone. But there's a huge live feed. They were great events. Renata, it was 4-minute AMRAP, 8 back squats, 8 box jumps. 1-minute rest, repeat. Because you asked in the comments. Yeah, that was cool. That was it. Proud of our athletes. Had a lot of fun. That's it.
Yeah.
Tyler, did you feel like we had good coverage on our Instagram?
I did. Yeah.
Right.
And even like Mode just had good coverage because we've had some events where it's like we can't see anything.
Yeah, did you watch live?
Yeah, I think they did a great job with it.
Yeah, I told Brian because Brian Friend was the one who did the live feed, and it was good. Like he did a good job, and I think he's found his footing, which is great.
Yeah,
do more of it. I don't know how much you get paid to do something like that, or if there even is a market for it, but it was pretty simple. I mean, he set up the one camera, and then you have the commentating like this, and then he had like the other camera angle, I think, and you just switch them back and forth like we do with this thing. So
yeah,
how hard could it be, right?
Sure.
Dude, I say that, and then it's like, yeah, it's crazy hard. But he did good. He did really good. I think people need to give a lot of props to Mr. Brian Friend for it.
Yeah, for sure.
Good showing. Yes, it is the same time domain as class today. 4 minutes. Not the rest period, though. All right. Well, anything to add? How's the rest of your week? We're at the end.
It's been fine. I got some bad news today, so today's just been a heavy day, but the rest of the week's been fine.
All right. Well, we'll talk about that off the line. Everybody wish Tyler some good vibes, good jujus. Share, comment, like, subscribe. We had a lot of people talking in the chat today. We really appreciate that. And we look forward to sign up for the Open. I signed up. Year 15. I'm excited.
Nice.
Year 15, man. That's crazy. And I'm still alive. I thought CrossFit. Anyways, we won't get into that. Doesn't matter. Proved it wrong. All right, we'll see you guys next Friday. This will be the new time. It gives Harley an opportunity to get on regularly, and we're just going to go on his schedule. He's got a lot going on. He's a hardworking man.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. All right, catch you guys later.